morning, brothers and sisters. It is 8:56 a.m. Central Standard Time on March 10th, 2022. Hope our Creator is keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you're new. We are at spaceweatherlive.com, and we are actually looking at our sun. We are looking at our sunspots. As we can see, 2960 is very developed. It's very dark red. And 2966 is also developing even more. So we do have some. So it's got a friend to play with. We got our negative and our positive, our negative and our positive here that are definitely developing more. But this right up here, 2965, this is the one that we want to keep our eyes on. And this is our HMIII 333, or triple I, if you will. We're going to zoom in right here, and we can see that it is really developing, and we definitely are going to have some activity off of this, guys. It's coming around. It's already shown some activity on us, but I will be keeping my eyes out on it. And as we scroll ahead a few more, we'll kind of zoom in a little bit on this area. There we go. So we can see right here that we've got double negatives leading the positive, but both of these double negatives leading are starting to develop little friends right here to play with. So you're going to have our negative is going to be in between two positives. So this is going to definitely be interesting. I might have misspoken before. The red was actually, you'd consider negative, not the other way around. The red is negative, blue positive. I might have misspoken that a couple of times before, and I apologize for that, folks. Sometimes I do make mistakes, and as we can also tell, this is very large, and this is going to wind up developing very dark, just like this guy. So I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of activity coming off of this area. I will have my eyes open for it. Let's not forget that we are going to be getting impacted today, later on around 1600 UTC time, by one small glancing breeze of a blow of a CME that popped off our upper right side that we saw, that I showed you guys a couple of days ago. And we'll get another one on the 12th that did come from the same region. That was this region over here that didn't even show like it had any sunspots. We also have no new flares to report. Everything seems to be pretty calm, but if we look over here, as that larger sunspot group came across, it looks like our baseline is starting to go up just a little tick. So we'll definitely have to keep our eye out. That means there's a lot of radiation and heat coming off of it, so we'll keep our eyes open for that. And as we go over to Space Weather Prediction Center, this right here we're looking at is our pressure. And what we'll do is I will actually keep my eyes open for this. We're going to have a little bit. We can see that right now there's really nothing going on that's taking us. This is the bow, okay? This the white disk, this little disk here. The white side is the light side, and this is the dark side of the Earth. So as we can see, as we're going through space, we're not really getting anything as far as a bow shot goes. Just little pressure increases, but there is pressure on the back side of the planet, which there typically is, even when there's nothing coming at the bow. There's always a little bit of back pressure, and I've actually covered that in a previous video. It's kind of hard to sit here and explain in a solar weather update, but there are things that are coming up from behind us and underneath that is going to cause this pressure. Can anyone remember what that might be? But I will keep an eye on this, and as we start to get our impacts, I might do an update later on this afternoon where we can actually see the impact when the coronal mass ejection arrives today. And here we're looking at LASCO C2 and C3, still at spaceweatherpredictioncenter.noaa.gov. And as we go ahead and hit play on this, did you guys see that? BoreCube, where's he at? There he is, right here. So anyways, as I was saying, we can see that right there, the plasma is coming off, and this is what's going to impact us on the 12th. Whoa, that was quite the jump of time there, wasn't it? Look at that, 8:18 to 13:30. I wonder why we're missing almost, like, what, 5 hours and 12 minutes of missing data? No, that's more than that, isn't it? Yeah, that's 5 hours. Yeah, that's a little crazy, folks. That's not very kosher. I'm not very happy about that. I mean, why would they do that? Why are they moving data on us? I don't know. But what we'll do is we'll actually jump over ahead here to stereo ahead for today, and we will also see that there's now stereo ahead. Remember, Earth is over here, okay, and stereo ahead is more over here, okay. So it's actually moved closer to Earth, so Earth is right about in this area. So we can see that there was a form of, well, actually, let's update this really quick. You can see the explosion coming directly at this satellite stereo ahead. So it's a halo CME for this satellite. Now we're more over here. So whatever just came off that we seen a minute ago, it's not really going to be impacting Earth so much. We might get a little spit of it, but nothing major. And as we come over here to the European Space Agency, we can clearly tell right here that they finally updated it. I think they updated it overnight. That around 1400 is right about the peak, right as it gets to the peak. And then as we go, come on, there we go. Now to let me back it up, jeez. So there we go, 1800. It'll be on the downside. 1400 will be on the swing side. So 1600 will be right as it's peaking, and then it drops back down, comes back up, and peaks on us again on the 12th, which is pretty much what I was saying. The 10th and the 12th, we were going to be impacted. So good thing for that. It's not a whole massive amount, but it is 30 centimeters cubed worth of plasma. So that's either way, that's not good. Now keep in mind, when I say that it's not good to be taking on plasma really ever, but it's not as bad as we've seen it. I mean, we've seen it up to 55 and 60 before, right, folks? So, and right now, since our magnetic shield is somewhat as strong as it can be because we haven't had any impacts recently, we're going to take it pretty good. So nothing really to worry about there. We should be fine. Right now, we're over at our Italian model for our Schumann, and as we can tell, look at this, just prior to 6 a.m., right around 6, it starts up. And that's when we start getting the majority of our activity. And as you can tell before it was a little bit more quiet. So for some reason, from 6 to 6, we can see here, we even see a nice little spike here on our geophone, but it's not reflecting here. So if we scroll down here, let's take a peek. There we go, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., 12 hours is when it's the most active from what we've on the majority. We do have little spikes sometimes early in the morning, later at night, but for the most of it, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. If we jump over here to our Russian model, we can tell that things are also quiet. We have a power of 9, so everything should be doing pretty well. We shouldn't have any issues with ears ringing or backs aching or any kind of medical conditions for anyone. And here we are at Seeds, and yeah, they have not updated this since the 28th. This is the 10th, guys. What the hell? What are they doing here? They still got it down. For some reason, they're not updating the site. Turds. And as we jump over to spaceweather.com, looking down here at our near-Earth objects of asteroids or meteors, if you will, and looks like on March 13th, which is coming up here in a few days, we're going to have one that's about 13 meters in diameter, traveling at 18.4 kilometers per second, and it is less than the distance from us to the moon, 0.9 lunar distances. So it's going to be somewhat close, but even if it does manage to get into our atmosphere, being 13 meters, it'll dissipate and break up in our atmosphere. I don't think any of it will actually reach the ground except for in dust. So everything should be pretty good. So everybody remember to keep your eyes open, have no fear, and remember that love is the only way forward.